The UNC's petition to challenge the election results in 5 marginal constituencies was shut down this afternoon in the Port of Spain High Court. In her ruling this afternoon, Justice AMORER explained that while the elections and boundaries had overstepped its constitutional remit by extending the voting time, there was not enough evidence to suggest the election result had been distorted by the extension. The ruling saw both parties claiming victory, with opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar confirming that her party planned to appeal the decision.
Some 11 months after she ruled that UNC had a valid argument to proceed with their election petition, Justice AMORER today struck down their arguments that the results of the 2015 general election in 5 constituencies be declared null and void. Justice AMORER delivered a 53-page ruling in the High Court today, detailing that while the EBC had acted illegally in extending the polls in 39 constituencies across Trinidad, the court could not deem the elections null and void as the process had remained free and fair for all voters. The 2 Tobago constituencies did not receive extensions. Justice AMORER said she found herself unable to agree with the arguments put forward by Queen's Counsel for the UNC, Timothy Straker, that the EBC's failure to comply had affected the election process and by extension the final results. She said, "In my view, there is no evidence to suggest that the conduct of the election was other than free or fair according to the first Woodward test. There was no allegation of intimidation or of the unavailability of election material such as ballot paper or ink. There was no evidence of trickery or fraudulent counting of votes or false declaration by elections officers." She explained that while she found validity in the UNC argument that the late decision affected the UNC's machinery and ability to contact their supporters about the extension, the People's National Movement had been similarly affected. AMORER also explained that the extension, while illegal, kept in line with the EBC's constitutional mandate to protect the citizens' right to vote. She said the breach was however multiplied and repeated throughout the electoral district of St. Joseph, and in that way, in the words of learned Queen's Counsel Mr. Straker, the election was plagued by widespread and multiple breaches. It is arguable that this was a great mistake. In my view, however, the widespread occurrence of the same breach does not detract from the fact that there had been compliance with all other aspects of the election laws of Trinidad and Tobago. Justice AMORER also questioned the UNC's decision to challenge only 6 of the seats: St. Joseph, Tunapuna, Toco San Grande, Lokota Talparo, San Fernando and Moruga Tabelon. The petition for Lokota Talparo had been thrown out in May as the UNC had made an error in filing their application. Justice AMORER argued that only filing for 6 seats suggested the process had indeed been fair in the remaining 33 seats that were not challenged. Peter Christopher, C News.
The Attorney General FARIS RAWI hailed the ruling as victory for the PNM.
This is a square victory at first instance for the PNM. We are extremely pleased at the outcome, and we are elated that there was merit in our position and that the judge found that that was the case. So we're very, very pleased at it. We wish to say thank you to all. We're very pleased that the country can have some degree of settling in this process, but we certainly recognize that there is due process to be had.
PNM MP Esmond Ford was also pleased that the ruling had gone in his favor.
The situation is now over, but as the Attorney General said, there's a appellant process, and I trust again that the court will continue to do its work. Right? Again, these people have spoken. Right? In Tunapuna, I won my seat by 3,800 votes, and nowhere I was accepting that, well, this petition could have stood up in court.
And based on the court's ruling that the EBC had acted illegally in adjusting the time of voting, the UNC plans to appeal the decision, throwing out the petition.